I'm here with my friend Larry Burnett, and he's going to show us how he saves hundreds of dollars a month watering his garden.
I used to spend $600 a month on water. I'm on a path now to take that down to 10. I've got this inexpensive source of water that's very good for my plants. What can I do with it?
You're going to run that hose across your yard and then connect it to the tank here.
That's as simple as it is. You can put so many more gallons in that tank every 13 days. I had my return paid off in 10 months.
My name is Angela from Growing in the Garden. This garden is in Mesa, Arizona in Zone 9B. I want to help you succeed, even if you're gardening in tough conditions. This is where the magic happens, right? This is where that flood irrigation water comes into your property. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Every 13 days, the water is directed into our neighborhood. Each neighbor has a time based on how much water you scheduled, and this is where it starts. It's simple, turn the valve on.
So you open up the valve at your time, and that water is going to come in.
And it comes out like a fire hose. Not only is it better for the plants, in my opinion, but it's also less than $5 an hour for water. So flood irrigation comes from either SRP or from the Roosevelt Water District. It's non-potable water. Not everybody has access to it, but you'd be amazed at how many people do. What I did first here was just connect all of the citrus trees. The basin fills up, gravity feeds down to the other end. I don't have to do much to it.
So it's filling up and deep watering all of your citrus. Every 13 days, you've got this flood of water coming into your yard.
And with 45 minutes or an hour of irrigation, I can get 8 inches of water on each one of them.
So what makes this water better for the plants than the city water?
The city water is treated with chemicals, you know, it goes through the process. It's got a lot of chlorine in it, you know, which plants don't need.
Yeah.
So if I were to rank this, rainwater still would be the best because of the nitrogen source that it collects. This would be in the middle, city water would be lower.
Using flood irrigation, the way it comes out, it's really hard to water your garden with that water because it just comes out in a flood.
It's impossible to manage the flow into the garden. It just comes out too fast. Finally contacted a company that actually does rainwater storage, and I just said, okay, I have a little different concept to run past you. What would you think about this? Turn the valve on, the water comes out. It runs through this hose connected to this pump, which I bought at a big box store. I hook 2-inch line from here over to the tank, hooks it directly into here.
How big is this water tank? And tell me a little bit about all these different pipes coming in and out of it.
It's a 1,750 gallon tank officially, but if you fill it all the way up, it's 2,000 gallon. Electricity comes in here. This is the city water. If I drain the tank, or when I drain the tank, Mesa water can flow into it.
So you have the option of using city water as well because of that pipe.
Yes. Yeah, or I can switch it off so that it isn't running through this pump, and I hook directly back up to the city source.
So you can bypass that and just run the city water.
Because it saves on the pump. This is a direct feed to my irrigation system.
So to the lines that water your garden.
To the existing lines. They tied into that lawn.
Existing lines.
And it now goes all the way around the house. So everywhere I'm able to water.
From that one line, that line goes all the way around your house, and you water your grass, but also all of your garden boxes and everything in the front as well.
Everything.
That's great. That 2,000 gallon tank fills up in how long?
Less than 30 minutes.
Less than 30 minutes. It's like a great rainstorm filling it up.
It's like a great rainstorm every 13 days.
So tell me, you said you've got electricity running into the tank. What's that electricity there for?
For the pump.
That is what's going to give the water pressure when it's watering your yard.
Because you don't want it to be different. You don't want to have to turn your sprinklers up or down.
Right.
You want it to be the same water pressure as you get from the city, which took us a while to get there.
So that was one of the challenges then, was figuring out the water pressure.
This has lower water pressure when it's lower, and when it's high, it's just like city water. We had to go around and look at each of the zones to make sure that we didn't have too many sprinklers hooked up, because they could run 5 or 6 pretty efficiently.
So limiting the number on each valve helped you control the water pressure issue. So do you have to have a pump in order to get that water pressure up?
You do. There is an option to gravity feed, as you can see down here at the bottom, but the pump is necessary so that you can match the city pressure. Again, you don't have the variability when you're using one water source versus the other. One of the things I do is on the irrigation run, all the sprinklers run.
You're emptying that tank and filling it back up while that water's... You're smart, Larry. I like that.
Yes, I try to maximize every drop of water.
Does it matter what color it is? I see different colors. The color doesn't
they
matter.
have green, they have black, they have tan. I just brought something that would blend in a little bit better since it is a little bit taller.
How much does this irrigation water cost compared to the city water?
There's no comparison. We usually take it for an hour. We order an hour of water. It costs $4.80.
1 hour's worth of water costs $4.80. Hey, how do I get flood irrigation at my house?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question.
How often do you have to rely on that city water right now?
Right now I have to rely on it probably 40% of the time. I need one more tank. It should take it down to almost zero. Yeah,
Okay.
that's really the goal.
Larry, thank you so much for taking the time to show me this system. I love that you have the benefits of flood irrigation, but yet you still have the control to water all the plants in your garden.
And I would encourage anybody else that has this ability to do it. It is a process. There are some steps that you need to take, but anybody can be successful.
But you're a pioneer in figuring out how to make this work, and I think this is going to help a lot of people utilize this resource.
Yeah, I hope so. And I'm sure there are other people out there, that have done some of the things. I just couldn't find them.
Yeah.
So,
well, thank you so much for sharing your expertise and experience with us.
happy to do it.